The Bible says we will know sheep from wolves dressed in sheep's clothing by their fruits. What bad fruit do you see from the New Age movement?
People trying to be God. That's one thing. I wouldn't evaluate it in terms of what works they do or things like that. We could, but to me, it's a matter of at some point in your life, you got to decide what is true and what is not true, and and use that to assess things. And so, I have got very good reasons, I believe, for my faith that Jesus Christ is the Son of God and the ultimate revelation of reality and the ultimate revelation of who God is and who tells me who I am. And so I assess everything. That's my grid. And whatever is inconsistent with that is a bad fruit. I have reasons to think that is not true. Not that I can't learn something from it, but when a person or work is encouraging people to say, I am the way, the truth, and life, rather than worshiping Jesus as the way and the truth of life, that, I think, is a bad fruit. Want to add anything to that? I'll add one other thing, and that is that if you look at the effect that this belief has had historically, you'll see a ton of bad fruit. India, for example. This idea that, we just get reincarnated, we do our karma, we're all one, don't resist, no social activism, no attempt to change because, hey, the light of the world is teaching us stuff. Well, that really leads to some of the incredible injustice and poverty and destitution that you've found in India throughout its history, and to some degree still going on to this day. It doesn't exactly lead you to compassion when you believe that whatever a person is going through, well, that's their karma catching up to them. In fact, you might be actually hurting them by interfering with that karma. It leads to this sort of pacifism, or passivity, where you just let things go, whatever, que sera, sera. Whereas in the Christian worldview, because you believe that individuals, as individuals, are real and matter to God, you go out there and you serve and you change the world and you make a difference because it matters. It matters. And so that'd be another bad fruit that I'd refer to.
I think that's a good point. I mean, the caste system in India is logically connected directly to the whole view of the karmic cycle. And it's from that logical perspective, it's silly to help an untouchable because that's their karmic fate right now. And for you to mess with that is not helping them at all. Now, I don't think we find many Westerners who are getting into this stuff taking it to that place, but at that point, you just ask the question, why wouldn't you, if that's the logic of this system? Another, I think, interesting response to this question is we often think of the answer, well, what about isn't there good fruit that can come out of this? A tolerance and an acceptance and a love. And I have seen a number of folks. In fact, I have both a close atheist friend who's critiqued the church and its nastiness to each other and saying that those atheists, and his atheist system doesn't do the kind of things like inquisitions and crusades that the Christians have. And so he thinks that being an atheist is going to be a more beneficial way for humans to live together. And certainly a lot of pantheists would claim the same. I would never disagree that both a lot of atheists and a lot of pantheists have been kind people to other human beings. But one also has to ask the question, is that the only relationship that matters? Certainly the horizontal relationships matter, but also a fundamental question of a relationship and the fruit of it is, what is that person's relationship to their creator? And if they are either denying the creator exists as an atheist or reducing the creator to an impersonal force that they are a part of, in both cases, they are missing out on the most important relationship that they could have, which is with the creator God, and that isn't good fruit at that level.